All right, we're here, everybody. Welcome back to Piece of Heart. I'm MC, and today I am joined by a very special guest. Definitely not Jiggy. No, he's special.
Damn! MC destroying me already.
We got the Legend of Zelda here.
Hi, hello everyone.
So you got 2 runs for us today. Do you want to tell us what you got before we get started?
Yes, today I will be running the Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds on the any % category, as well as Majora's Mask 3D on the all masks category.
And can you give us a time estimate for how long it's going to take you to beat A Link Between Worlds any %?
Link Between Worlds, my estimate is 1 hour and 30 minutes.
God, I wish that were me.
It's going to be real fast. And during this run, we have a very special incentive. We have a goal. If we can hit $2,000 before Zahir is done with this run, after his Majora's Mask run, we have shaving cream. We have towels. We have paper plates. Zahir's going to get a pie to the face, courtesy of the Zeldathon team. So if you want to make that happen, that'd be absolutely wonderful. Jiggy's here to read your donations.
I am here to read what you tell me to read it, unless it's dumb, and then I don't read it.
But we have one more incentive, Zahir. What do we have?
We have save or leave the turtles.
Oh, we don't want to say kill the turtles? We're just leaving them behind.
We're just leaving them.
Okay.
We're not
Letting
doing
them
the damage.
suffer.
We'll let them survive on their own.
Poor turtles, man.
So you can make a donation during this run up until we go to Turtle Rock, and you say save or leave the turtles. We will keep track of it, and whatever has the most money donated towards it by that point, that's what we'll do. Will we save them, or will we
Leave them. Leave them.
I want to save them personally. But
Let the turtles go.
all right. So are you ready to go?
I am absolutely ready.
All right. So you want to give us a countdown for everybody back there?
Yes. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Are we rolling? Are we rolling?
Yep.
We're going.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. Well,
I'll be right back.
Jiggy just got an important word from our tech team. So explain. So first off, the game starts and we do some boring cutscenes.
we're doing just a tiny bit of boring cutscenes, but the game's gonna take a very quick detour, and we're very soon, very early in the run, things are gonna pick up real quickly.
Okay, gotcha. Mute.
So welcome to A Link Between Worlds any % speedrunning. So we're gonna have Gully just say a couple of lines, tell us, a couple of basic things we need to know. So I'm gonna activate this first weather vane right here, and this is actually the only forced save in the entire game, because it might seem like it wouldn't make sense to take the time to save the game when we could just skip it and choose not to do it, but the game will actually refuse to allow us to leave the screen unless we actually save the game. So that's the only time I'm forced to save the game, but I'm probably going to do other saves throughout the run just to be on the safe side.
Because in this game, when you die, you lose all your items. Trusting you don't buy them, which we don't have time to buy from Ravio.
We don't get the
Dying
rupees for that.
in this game? Come on.
His prices are steep.
Ravio's a schmuck when it comes to his prices. Come on. Yes, give me this back. I fixed it, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, now I got to comment on Zahir's amazing mash strat. I've heard rumors of this. I wish we could zoom in, but we can't. But this hand is going real fast on that B button. And you do this every run, all day.
Yep.
Are you worried about the repercussions of this?
Whoa!
Always.
What do we get there? We got 2 donations. Oh no.
We got a $10 donation from Bones. Thank you very much for the $10.
Did that say for any save or leave?
No, it was just a thing. And we had a $20 donation from Shinrin Cole, who says, "Hello, Zeldathon. Hope everyone is having fun on the couch and watching live at the convention. Also, save the turtles."
All right, already Save the Turtles got a lead on us.
Shinrin.
All right, so right off the bat, we're going to do a bit of a sequence break, and we're going to enter Death Mountain early. But we're not going to pick up those rocks just yet because Link doesn't know how to pick up rocks. You see, he doesn't quite have the Triforce of Wisdom. He's more known for having a Triforce of Courage, so he doesn't have the brains to think to pick up the rocks to get into the cave. So instead, he's going to do the brave thing and use a dangerous monster
awesome.
to launch him past the rocks instead.
Let's go toucan skip.
Ooh, that was actually really lucky.
You
That
got the
red
big
rupee
20.
drop.
That's really rare.
That's very rare, especially because at this early in a run, by the time I get the weather vane in the Death Mountain area, I want to have a minimum of 10 rupees so that I can rent the bow the moment I do the Death Warp, and I'll get more onto that in a bit.
Yeah, can we read those quick donations real quick?
Yeah. We got a $11.11 donation from Willem, who says, I lied, I'm going to donate more. But I'll see you at Zeldathon 13 on the 13th of June. I'm paraphrasing that. Also, save the turtles. Let's see. We got a $5 donation from JTD27, who says, save frames, not the turtle.
Wait, hold on, Zahir. Who's this?
Who's that guy?
Who's this purple bunny fella?
I've never met him in my life. I don't know. But, so the reason why we have access to Ravio's shop this early into the game and have access to renting whatever item we want and not just a bow, when we got into Death Mountain early, we saw a little mini cutscene of the volcanoes erupting. And now that cutscene, it triggered the load for Ravio's shop. And because of that, we can now have whichever items we need early on. And in my case, Tornado Rod and the bow is really helpful to have at this point. And the nice thing about Ravio is that he will allow you, when you attempt to rent an item for the first time, he'll let you rent it for free. Sometimes he can be nice, even if he's,
a bit of a freeloader.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he gives you the first time's free discount.
Absolutely. And then the remaining 10 rupees that we got early on was to rent the bow.
Right. And usually when you play the game glitchless, you'll go to Eastern Palace where you first discover like the Ravio shop, and he gives you only the bow. So this is how you get the full selection of items.
Yep.
So you picked up the Wind Rod first. Do you want to explain kind of why you picked the best weapon in the game? Or the best item in the game?
Absolutely.
Most broken?
So the Tornado Rod's going to be used in a lot of really big skips in the run. Even early on, Eastern Palace, the first dungeon in the game, we are going to be using the Tornado Rod to do a really big skip for the dungeon itself. So that's why I got the Tornado Rod very early on. And as I mentioned earlier, Link is not known for being the brightest of all the heroes that exist. So he's had the sword his whole time, and he didn't bother to use it even when we kind of needed it for the Moldorm Cave. So we had to get Dampé, of all NPCs, to tell Link to use the sword that's literally in his hands. But he's a brave one for going through the Moldorm Cave. Again, that's him having
Triforce of Courage.
Exactly.
Triforce of Courage, not wisdom. Bash your face into a Moldorm, it's faster. And now we're going through the very, very basic cave we got going on here. So, yeah. We're having a good time, and this is by the books right now, and we're gathering the rupees, and that's about it. This is a very easy section of the game.
It is, and it's really nice that there's 2 guaranteed red rupees and 2 guaranteed blue rupees, which total to 50 rupees, because I'm going to be renting another item right away, right after this part. And the more rupees I collect, the better. There is a little bit of some luck I do have to rely on for a very specific rupee route that we do rely on because we'll need rupees for a good chunk of the run to rent all the items we'll need to use throughout the run.
So as we're skipping through some cutscenes here, just again a reminder for everybody here, welcome everybody live here in the audience and of course at home as well. This is Zahir, I'm MC, this is Jiggy, we are playing Link Between Worlds. Zahir's playing Link Between Worlds, we're spectating his speedrun prowess.
Link, what are you doing on the table?
Yeah, in front of Ravio.
Yeah. Is that Majora's Mask?
And Ravio. The second one.
Oh, 2 freeloaders.
2 freeloaders.
That's what Link needs right now.
And so during this run, as we have two Ravios here, a reminder, you can donate to save or leave the turtles later on in the run. Right now, save for the turtles is in the lead by 25 bucks, a little bit more. And also, if we get to 2,000 before the run is over, which is only going to be about an hour and 20 minutes more, we're going to pie Zahir in the face. But you only have until this run is over, so get your donations in, don't delay.
If you can't donate, do us a favor, spread the word. Tell everybody that Zahir is playing Link Between Worlds. Just come on over to Zeldathon.net and hang out with us.
So we do have 2 Ravios. We actually want to give an explanation on why. It's a very basic explanation, but I think the good people deserve the right to know.
Absolutely. So the reason why we have 2 Ravios is because this is normally the first time we meet Ravio, and then when we spawn Ravio's shop, if you're playing the game normally later on at Death Mountain, when you see that volcano erupting cutscene, that would unload the first Ravio. But since we already have the shop and then we loaded the first Ravio will never get unloaded. So we're stuck with both Ravios throughout the entire game.
I believe the word you're looking for is blessed, not stuck with.
We're blessed with 2 freeloaders.
That's correct. Thank you very much. So we're now heading to Eastern Palace, the first dungeon in the game, and we're going to do it by the book. It's going to be nothing weird. It's just going to go right. We're going to go right to the boss, just like you do in Zelda, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. We're not playing coy here.
So normally, when you're trying to enter Eastern Palace, you would see a cutscene with Osvala. You'd meet him for the first time. But since we skipped meeting Zelda for the first time, as you would do in a normal playthrough, we just don't get to see that cutscene, and it works out pretty nicely. It saves us a good bit of time.
Yeah, we won't get to see Osvala's face for a good long while.
So you're going to see me kind of go out of my way just a bit for some extra rupees. All of that is part of the rupee route, so I do need to collect those.
What was that donation real quick?
It's just a quick $1 donation from Bob, who says, 2 Ravios. Can MC's heart handle 2 of them?
I'll make do. I'll make do in these trying times.
Thanks, Bob.
So a nice little strat we have for this mini boss fight here is that we're able to hold the sword out, and the sword will charge a spin attack while that switch is being activated and the armor statue starts to move. So, and once we release the first spin, we can still hold B and just charge up a second quick one, and that just clears that room right away.
It's time to do another brave maneuver.
I just need to get the statue over here. Okay, one moment.
He's being a friend.
A jerk.
There we go.
Hey.
So Link's on top of the world. Tornado rotted up there, and boom, we're in.
So that was a technique that we call tornado rod lifting. Now the reason why that was able to work is, so I lowered the armor statue into that corner, and I took an intentional hit so that I could gain invincibility frames, and the armor statue could be in the same spot as I am. And now after taking the hit, I wait for the armor statue to jump above where I'm standing, and then at the apex of the Armos' jump, that's when I time using the tornado rod so that we're both in the air at the same time. By the time my invincibility frames run out, I'll become solid again, and that's when the Armor statue would push me out of bounds, as it did in that very moment. And then I just made my way to where the door is and just went up, and we ended up here.
And Yuga was boss, kind of, I suppose, but you shot him a few times, he's gone. No worries there. And this is a very fun part of the game, because now we have the ability to merge into walls, and we get to leave Eastern Palace in an entirely different way than we came in, which is really fun and a good introduction to the mechanic.
So, did I miss if you talked about why you don't have a magic meter?
Oh, I haven't, but I can talk about it right now. So, we skipped all the beginning Ravio stuff when he lets us get the bow from him from the first time, and it talks about a whole other bunch of things. And since we skipped that part entirely, we skipped the stamina meter showing up at all. So since we skipped that, we'll never see the stamina meter on our screen. But just because it's not there doesn't mean we have infinite amounts of stamina or anything. It's just I have to keep track of my own stamina usage, and I have some of my own strategies to keep track of that for certain parts of the run.
I know, I remember back when I was running the game more actively in Tower of Hera, there's some stamina usage that you have to do. I remember one technique I had for counting how much stamina refill was singing the Jeopardy theme. and I knew at what point in the theme I could hit the tornado rod button again. But we'll see some Tower of Hera shenanigans soon here. Right now, Sahasrara is doing his best, but his best is not enough. So and a shout out to everybody here in the audience and at home. If you don't know, one of the special things we have at Zeldathon is called Secret Sound. So obviously when you donate, a sound plays. But if you donate a special amount, a special sound will play. We filled up this machine with a bunch of memes and funny jokes for your entertainment. So if you don't know the amounts offhand, they're viewable both online inside the chat. I'm sure one of our mods posted it. But here in our audience, we have them all printed out at the table in the back. So if you want to make a funny sound and Zahir hasn't been blessed with all these sounds yet. So if you want to show him your favorite, I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, because it means money for charity. It means money for St. Jude, which is what it's all about.
So this is Gully's mom. Gully has a minor role in the game. Basically, he's lost, and that's about it.
And nobody cared.
You're never gonna. Well, no, you'll find him, but she can't really find him.
I don't think we can have any incentive to save him.
Now, is he not one of the? Am I crazy? I thought he was.
No, we get him.
Yeah, we save him
You are going crazy.
later.
Unless he magically turned into one of those turtles we're supposed to save later. And maybe.
This.
Oh, here's a sound for you.
To go.
That's a big donation.
Wait, what? I'm waiting.
Special page doesn't show up.
Oh, are we going?
So what was that? As we're heading off to see our Zora friend. We're having an internet stability issue here on our iPad. We'll be with you in a moment.
You can do it. You can do it, tablet. Oh.
There's a very minor skip you're doing here by walking around the corner while on the wall, because otherwise that River Zora fellow would chat you up.
Right. You want to stay merged into that wall the entire time until you transition into the next screen, so you wouldn't have to worry about him talking to you and wasting any time. Now, this little mini cutscene is important. It's why we have to make a trip to here first, and it's why I activated the Weather Vane not too long ago in front of the witch's house. This cutscene will enable us to get the Pegasus Boots, which will help us go even faster.
Which we always want. It is a speedrun. And we're heading to do that right now.
Yep.
And we're also going to grab some.
You are
Easter eggs.
lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
let's steamroll those donations
All right,
real
great.
quick.
So that big one was a $90.01 donation from R. Getlem, who says,
Thank you.
such a great cause. All of you are blessed for your part in this. Very good of you to do all this, especially UMC. That said, did you see my vote? It's in the very first letter of the sentence.
R
R.
of each sentence. Wait. S-A.
You're making me think here,
Save.
my dude.
It says save. Oh, my
You're
gosh.
making me
They're
think.
doing riddles on us, see?
I can barely read. Come on. We got a $6.31 donation from Futch, who says, did someone say sounds? Yes, we said sounds.
And last one here before we get back.
$19.68 from Delia the Void, who says, here is one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
The room. Very good. So now that we've gotten some goods, we're on our way back to the Zora.
Yep. We're actually going to enter the cave this time around because there's no shady guy to run into us and bump us. And we get to meet the Zora Queen.
There she is in all of her glory.
So I'm going to do a little cutscene skip right here. I'm going to place a bomb right there. And we skipped a 20-second cutscene.
Yep.
So there is a cutscene trigger zone in the shape of a rectangle right above where the stairs are. And doing that bomb rod, that trick that I just did, where the pillar is, that put me just outside that rectangle zone. And even after all of this is done, I still have to avoid that while trying to leave. Otherwise, it'll play a little, yeah, you know what? I'll surprise everyone. I'll show off what that cutscene
thank
looks
you.
like.
I was hoping you would.
We'll watch it anyway. It's only 20 seconds.
But here's this. We'll watch the 20-second cutscene. We'll lose our 20 seconds, but in exchange, somebody better donate $20 for 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
That's our going rate.
That's a
absolutely.
good one.
So this is what the cutscene looks like after you skipped it.
That or $20, that was quick.
That's a 10.
hold
Yeah, let's watch it.
Are you ready for this? She ate that fish, didn't she? All right, so what do we got?
So we have a $10 donation from Metal Rita, who says, since my own economy is a bit low this month, I can't unfortunately donate more, but I hope you're all having a lovely evening. I am having a lovely evening. Is it evening yet? Does 3 p.m. count as evening? I don't. I think 5 p.m. is evening.
Oh, technical.
But thank you very much for the $10 for St. Jude.
And remember, leaving your comment if you want to save or leave the turtles. Right now, save the turtles. Overwhelmingly large lead, but
Leave them!
see, I'm starting to agree with Jiggy a little bit just because that saves time.
Let them go! Turtles don't need to be saved. Let them. Their mom can save them. Why does Link have to do it?
He's right. They have a mom.
Come on.
She can swim.
So what do we got in House of Gales? What do we got in here?
So House of Gales is a pretty busted dungeon. This got some big skips in here. I can't even show off all the skips that even exist because some of the skips just skip the skips. It just happens.
You got good rat RNG.
I did.
Yeah.
Rat RNG.
Rat RNG.
So I timed using a tornado rod to stop all 3 of those anti-fairies and then kill them really quickly. Two of the anti-fairies were close enough to each other. I was able to kill them both off with just swinging at both of them at once for a couple of hits. And now this next room here is it has a two-frame skip. And keep in mind, this game runs at 60 frames per second, and I just got it first try.
There you go.
Woo!
What a beast.
So that's pretty nice.
So we got a $1 donation from Kim, who says, "Good luck, brother. Love from the Zahiros."
Thanks, Kim. Kim, brother.
Now here's one of my favorite uses of the tornado rod right here. This was like one of the earliest things that was discovered in the game. Little sneaky grab. Little sneaky grab.
I love the tornado rod.
It is so good.
It's so good.
This is one of my favorite skips right here. The boss, the mini boss skip.
Oh, but let's see if I can get through the fire and flames.
Oh my god.
Oh, I tried. It's possible to get past that without getting hit. All right, let's see here. That should be good. Yep.
Look at that.
Woo!
That was a boost into the keys that will give you enough height to hit the zone, right?
Yep. So how I did it was I first used a tornado rod underneath the railing to move the keys to a spot I wanted it to be, and then I tornado rodded into the keys to skip the entirety of the second floor, which skipped all the older skips we used to do. It's really fast.
There he is. Big guy.
What is this fellow's name? I've forgotten already.
This is the eyeball pancakes. It's IHOP's latest menu item. It's
I
their new
understand.
specialty.
After the burgers didn't do so well, they decided to go with eyeballs and pancakes.
Yep. After all, October is close enough.
He's the only boss in hero mode that does not do more damage because he actually cannot hurt you.
Yep.
He just knocks you off.
Yep. He cannot do any actual physical damage. He can only damage you by pushing you off. But you'll see me for a few times intentionally fall into the void. Now the reason why I do this is because voiding out will instantly refill my stamina. And bombs do take quite a bit of stamina, but I do need to use as much as I can. That's why I fell off that time. And that's also why I saved it at a weather vane, just to be safe before then. Just in case I die.
Is the game volume a little bit loud for you?
It's perfect to me.
Okay, cool.
I think it's pretty good.
I just want to make sure I'm not the only one bumping to the game soundtrack over here.
This game is sick.
So, the Hyrule Dungeons, House of Gales, and Tower of Hera are very interesting when it comes to collecting their pendants, because you can actually wait for the pendants to appear instead of actually grabbing the heart container. But it's faster to just grab the heart container anyway, because they'll make the pendant appear instantly. It takes a while if you're just waiting, but there's something unique in Tower of Hera situation, in which I'll get a little more into that when it's time to get that heart container and pendant as well.
So as we go up here, up Death Mountain. A quick shout out. We're currently at $1,400. Yeah, $1,400, $21. That we're a little less than $600 away from making sure that we can get Zahira a nice shaving cream pie to the face, which honestly is kind of a Zeldathon tradition at this point, I would assume.
So we got a $6.66 donation from Willem, who says, "Just a message from Rabid Luigi on Twitter. Hey, at Super MC Gamer, would you be mad if I crashed your stream at MomoCon?"
Oh, Rabid Luigi, he can stop by anytime. He's a cool guy. I like him.
All right, so that right there that I just did, that was cave skip. So I stood in a very specific spot, and I did a Pegasus dash, and for some reason I was able to dash alongside the railing. And I had a time, my dash canceled just right to either not be too early and void out into the pit, or be too late and fall down to where those pots were, and I would have had to have gotten back up if being too late happened. So, but thankfully that was first try, and there were no issues with that.
Yeah, that's one of those tricks that's deceptively difficult, because it looks like, oh, just do a little dasher. No. It's two very precise inputs.
All right, here's another two-frame trick.
This is a fun one.
Oh, it really breaks this tower.
Hours have been spent here. So many hours.
Training, getting stronger. Here we go.
I'm so mad.
Ooh, first try.
Look at that.
Wow.
And so you were out of bounds now. You were able to clip out of bounds with the bomb rod. And now we're chilling. We're waiting on the stamina real quick. Check our phones, check our life.
All right, we're good. So the reason why I had to sit there and wait for a little bit is because I had to wait for all my stamina to refill. And the visual cue I was using is if you see Link's little heart meter on the bottom left corner, you can see one of them pulsing. I counted 13 of those pulses, and that's when I knew for sure that I have enough stamina to do 2 consecutive tornado rods. Because if I only had enough stamina for 1 tornado rod, but not the other, then I would just fall back down to where I used the first one, and that would just waste a lot of time.
It's one of those instances in speedrunning where the safety over risks factor is you do want to err on the side of safety for that, because the loss, if you risk it too much, is too great.
Now, the nice thing about this room right here, you can just get the big key and immediately hit the other mole to just get you to the other side. You never have to wait for a full cycle or anything. You can just go right ahead, and it works every time. It's way better than merging into the wall and just going way around.
This game in general, it feels like it's just very... They let a lot of the dialogue things be very snappy. Like, while there's a lot of story and stuff, like the biggest cutscenes are skippable, and the rest of the story is very snappy.
Absolutely.
1,
Hamburger attack.
2.
Now, this was a IHOP's failed experiment.
Oh, no, you're right. The IHOP, it's right here. And we defeated it, thank goodness.
It's so good. 3 shots and a hit. It's my favorite.
Now, the reason why I used the bow for the first 3 hits is because the bow does 2 damage, while I only have the starter sword, which does 1 damage. But I was able to just do a sword swing at the very end because he only had 1 HP left. And it works out really well because he's going super quick, and trying to shoot him with the bows not always the easiest thing at that speed. Now, what's unique about the pendant appearing here is it can be possible to collect the pendant without collecting a heart container and have it be faster, but only if I killed the Moldorm while being at as close to the top half of the arena as possible, because that way I'm able to fall down to the previous floor, hit the mole to come back up, and the pendant would instantly be there. No pendant spawning cutscene or anything like that, and no need to collect a heart container. But if I kill the Moldorm while being really close to the heart container, then I'm just better off picking up the heart container, which I ended up doing.
And it's a really cool thing in speedrunning when you have those little adjustments that have to be made on the fly. But anyways, we're going to go grab the master sword and do some masterful tricks. So you could probably do some of this blindfolded, in fact. Anyways, would you like to, but we did that trick already. We did that at GDQ Express anyway.
So we have a $3 donation from JTD27 who says, "Hey Za, I'm hungry. Can you show me where the next Burger King is?"
I think we just defeated Burger King.
I think yes.
But yeah, sorry, Burger King's out of business.
And we had one more donation, I believe, right?
Yes, it is a $3 donation from Great Scott LP who says, $3 for Jiggy. I heard he loves New York's best slice, Sbarro. Can I confirm the rumors? Please rate out of 10. 10 out of 10, Sbarro is the best pizza in New York.
You shouldn't say that on a recorded live stream.
Yeah, you're right. They're going to turn it into a meme.
So the deal with this little ghost minigame right here is that where they move within the circles will always be the same, but the exits that they choose will always be different. So you can just pay attention to where they're last located. But I'll do something special for you guys. I'll do this last one here blindfolded. I'll cover my own eyes. I won't even look at the screen, and let's see if I get the exit.
Oh my gosh. Everybody, this is not even the first time he's done this. He's so trained inside the access. Okay, right, here we go. And it's time. Go.
Did I get it?
You got it.
You got it.
Hey.
Wow, what
Wow.
a beast.
Only a real gamer has done that.
I'm a real gamer today. Thank you.
Okay, but for real though, That final ring is actually always set for those who don't
Yeah, it's
know.
always down.
Always down.
And we're in. The Master Sword. And now some real jank dungeons await us inside Low Roll.
Absolutely. And the great thing about unlocking the Master Sword is that the next time we visit Ravio, he's going to teach us one of the best techniques in this entire game called the Quick Equip. And this technique is amazing in many ways. Aside from just being able to equip your items without pausing the game is already amazing on its own, but you can do this thing called Quick Equip Cancel, where you can cancel the end lag of most items by bringing up the Quick Equip menu after using an item. I'll use the hammer as an example because it's the laggiest item, one of the laggiest items that you'll use. And because of Quick Equip, you can just pull that menu up right as the hammer slams on the ground, and it just cancels all the end lag. You'll have instant control of Link once you do that. It's pretty nice. And it's not just for the hammer. It's very useful for the Ice Rod and the Fire Rod as well. It lets us do really good techniques such as Ice Rod clipping and Fire Rod boosting. Some tricks I'll be able to show off later on in the run. Or soon enough, even.
I remember when Quick Equip canceling started getting like really into the run, and that was such an interesting day because like before people were like, we usually like early on go out of our way in the route to avoid getting Quick Equip.
Yeah, we used to take the time to actually look for Gully and get his little item pouch
yeah.
to get the second item slot. Well, we thought at the time that it was faster, but then we decided, we found out at some point that Quick Equip is the way to go.
Because there's so many glitches that are unlocked with that technique.
Yep.
But first we got to do Hyrule Castle, which is, first of all, that man is floating. Who is that?
Now here's the crazy thing. You got all these bad guys roaming around, but Impa doesn't trust us for some reason. Look, there's definitely a bad guy up there, and he's just roaming about, and we have to wait here. Now, some people might think you'd have to look at all 5 of those portraits right there for Impa to let you in, but it's actually faster to just wait around until she lets you in herself.
Let me in.
Good old 30 seconds waiting for Zelda. She's not ready yet.
Do you want to explain like why there are guards and where'd Link go? Where is he?
He's right there. He's the green. Yeah, see, Link is green, so that's him.
Disguise. Master disguise.
He got the Hylian armor,
Yep. Hey, he knew what he was getting himself into with all these shenanigans with both the normal guards and the bad guys working together. He just knew?
Yeah.
He just knew?
Oh, wait, hold on. No.
Oh.
He was up there.
Why'd that guy have it?
Yeah, why did that guard have the pendant? So here, I need answers.
Okay. This is actually a sequel to Spirit Tracks. So that Red Knight was actually Zelda.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, here he comes.
So I have a very specific strat for that chain and ball guy. I hit him 3 times with the sword, and then for the 4th hit specifically, I shoot a bow at him. Because if you hit him with the sword 4 times in a row, he will block whatever 5th attack you throw at him, no matter what. But the bow, for some reason, just cancels that little streak, and you can just continue slashing at him like normal afterwards.
And you did see a Quick Equip canceling there in action to make the Ice Rod be able to come out faster.
Yep.
And not have to wait for Link to do the full swing down animation.
Absolutely. But I couldn't actually have been too fast because even enemies have a little bit of some invincibility frames. So if I went too quickly, some of the ice rods weren't actually going to hit them. So I had to very carefully time them out.
There she is, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah, it's really nice that they put that Zelda from this game into Ultimate, because she is a very good Zelda. She is very good. I know you like to play Ultimate quite a bit. I hear you're a Link main.
Yep.
Now, so the question is, are you Link main because Link is just a good character to play, or are you just trying to keep up with the theme of the Legend of Zelda?
Link's just always been my favorite video game character ever, so I always try to put as much time and effort to him as I can.
Right.
And he's really enjoyable too, especially in Ultimate.
Yeah, the remote bombs are really fun.
Absolutely. So it looked a little weird that I did a diagonal dash and I bonked at the end, but sometimes he won't bonk and he'll go straight into the door. It's faster if he doesn't bonk, but sometimes he'll just randomly do it, but if he doesn't, then that's a good for me.
So just a reminder, you guys can get your donations in to save or leave the turtles. I think saving them is
It's
winning.
well in the lead at this point.
Yeah.
It's $121 for Save the Turtles, and only $5 to leave the turtles and save some time.
Leave them.
We gotta leave them.
Yeah.
You gotta help us save the frames, everybody.
And we are a little more than $500 away from pieing Zahir.
Right, and we need to hit $2,000 before the end of this game, and we're starting to head into the low rule dungeons, which go fast. So make sure you get your donations in if you want to pie Zahir in the face, and if we can leave the turtles, save some dang time. And just as a word, leaving the turtles means that we can see another trick. So just incentivizing that a little bit. Yugi needs to yell at us now.
Go. You go.
I think we had a donation come in, but it's not showing up over here, so whoever was, thank you.
You're cool. Hopefully it was not like for this.
All right, so we're about to enter low rule pretty soon. But don't blink, because a lot of the dungeons are going to go through a lot more quickly than you might think. So keep your eyes peeled. And remember, save the frames.
By the
We're
way,
trying to leave those turtles.
this entire cutscene right here, it's very long. It is, but it's also one of the most important in the game. It is a impactful moment in this game where you go from Hyrule to low rule, and you discover a cutscene we're not going to watch, where we discover that, in fact, Yuga's mission has to revive Ganon. All right, we're starting to get some donations rolling in here. I got to be prepared for turtle time.
All right, we got we got a $5 donation from Lindsay Pez, who says, "Save the turtles." Also, hi friends, you are all wonderful. You're wonderful, Lindsay. Oh, okay, I got it. We got a $25 donation from Brandon D3OT, who said, "Skip the turtles."
All right, there we go.
Yeah,
we're up to 30 now.
We're getting there. Remember, it's all cumulative, so even if you have like $3, you can donate to leave the turtles. Leave them. Also, $3 is sick.
Jiggy is the huge proponent of the $3 donation. He thinks $1, not enough because of the PayPal fees and all that. $5, though, maybe that's a bit much. So $3. How about James Bond?
That's a good one.
That's $100 right there.
Woo! That is a $100. Oh my God, that's a $100 and 7-cent donation from Ganon11 saying, "Kill the animals."
That puts Leave in the lead, by the way. So save people, get back to work. Anyways.
Leave them. I don't need to be saved.
So we'll explain our start of low rule strategy here as we grab some windmills and stuff.
So normally in my runs, those two weather vanes I just activated would be the only weather vanes I activate for the whole run, because those are the only two we would warp to in the route. But I'm going to make a safety save on this weather vane right here. Normally I wouldn't do it, but there is a possibility of me soft locking the game inside Swamp Palace. So it's for the best that I save right there.
So we had a $6.66 donation from Toon_Jake, who says, "Hi, Zahir. Cool to see you at Zeldathon. Let's kill those turtles." We're leaving them. We're not killing them. I don't think that's in the game.
So let's focus in here on Swamp Palace. How'd you get in here? You need the bomb to get in here, Zahir.
Normally you would need the bomb flower, but I did there's a really cool technique called the Ice Rod Clip. And I'm trying to get this bug out of here.
Who is this guy?
I can do the stairs clip. There we go.
Oh,
right.
There he goes.
Second try is fine. That's the hardest Ice Rod Clip to do in the entire run. So it's nice that I got that down fairly quick enough. I'm going to get him away.
Wow.
Because he can push me and interrupt that the switch pulling there. And I don't want that to happen. But here's more Ice Rod clipping. Just like that. And now we're out of bounds again. And yeah, this dungeon is almost over as long as the boss skip goes very smoothly and I don't accidentally go up those stairs, because you can do that. And that would be pretty bad if I did. Now, just got a fauna of water here.
Oh, you don't even fight him, do you?
And gotta position myself
Very
here.
carefully, and
not over yet.
there
No
you
soft
go.
lock, no soft lock. Okay, we're good.
All right,
Wow.
and that's the dungeon.
So it's possible to soft lock at that boss skip. If you go up the stairs in a very certain way, it could lead to Link infinitely going up the stairs. Like, just, we can't do anything about that. But thankfully, it went very well.
Poor eyeball guy. He was just waiting for Link to come up, and no.
But we're not done with the Ice Rod clipping.
No, there's much more to go.
We got another one coming up very soon. It's gonna help us. It's gonna help us beat the Desert Palace.
Oh, Desert Palace. I love that one. There's a lot of sand in there. There's some gloves that we can pick up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good stuff inside that dungeon. So, what's your favorite part about the dungeon in this run?
I don't have to use the sand rod.
You don't have to use the sand rod.
Yeah, there's a lot of sand in the desert, but I don't have the sand rod.
All
And
right.
I'm not going to get the sand rod because we don't need it. In fact, we'll utilize every other rod I have. Ice rod, fire rod, tornado rod. That's all
No
we need.
sand. No sand.
sand. Oops.
First things first, though.
That was ice. That was tornado. And that's fire rod.
And boom, just like that, you're on top of the world. And where does it take you? Where does it take you on your little magical journey?
Not into the desert. That much I can tell you. I mean, there's a lot of sand here, but
Oh, heart container. There it is. And that's the painting. That's the dungeon.
Oh,
Dungeon
man.
done.
yep.
You didn't have to go in there.
I would get in so much trouble at Zeldathon if I did that.
We didn't even need to set foot in the desert. We just
Walk there.
skipped the desert.
It's
So
just hanging out.
You really don't need the gauntlet anywhere else?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. We don't even need the power gloves. Link can beat this game barehanded. He doesn't know how to pick up rocks anyway, so it's okay. So I won't need that weather vane. And we are actually going to step into the desert just a few seconds, though. We're just going here just
This is
to
a
be...
friendly visit.
Yep. Hey, just to see it one last time before we never see it again.
Yeah, this is for purely business right here. It's a business trip.
Yep. We were just using it to get back to town here.
We
That's
caught
all.
our Spirit Airlines flight to Kakariko.
So the next dungeon we have coming up is Skullwoods. And there's actually a little bit of flexibility as to which dungeon we could choose next. At this point, we could have either chosen to go to Ice Ruins next or Skullwoods. But I prefer to do Skullwoods early on, because that way, when I go and beat the Ice Ruins, I can collect the heart container there after beating that, because I'm not going to be able to collect the heart container here. And you will all see why pretty soon.
Now, so how close are we to doing Turtle Rock? How close should people know for the save or leave the turtles incentive?
So we still have Skullwoods, then Ice Ruins afterwards, and then Dark Palace. And then right after Dark Palace will be Turtle Rock.
Okay, so time is starting to run out, but you still got a little bit more time here. If you're a fan of saving the turtles, your time is now, my friends.
So the Skullwoods dungeon relies a whole lot on getting lucky with enemy movement in rooms like this. Oops.
Oh no, he got you, that Gibdo.
I got a little greedy. I tried to sneak past by him. He seemed pretty high up, but he got me. He got me. Hey, he kept me a bit grounded. A lot of ground in the void.
So we were asking the chat about the pie incentive. The pie incentive is only valid for this run. We have to hit that 2K before the run is over. If not, doesn't matter. Zahir will play Majora's Mask 3D and not even have to worry about a pie afterwards.
And we are less than 500 away from that goal. Just remember, all the $5 and the $1, they all add up. So
they all go to St. Jude, helping work on research for childhood cancers and other diseases, and of course, treatment.
So this upcoming room
is the Great Fairy Room, I suppose.
I guess so.
All right, what do you got?
So the enemy movement here really matters a lot. It seems to be really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I made it.
You almost didn't, though.
I almost didn't.
That Wall Master will get you.
Yep. If you're too slow, you will fly right into the palm of his hand, and he'll throw you out. You don't want that. But thankfully, the monster patterns were pretty good overall, so I was able to get on top of that little wall just in time to not be captured.
Cool. So we have a $7.77 donation from S'more Roaster, who says, "Hi Zahir, MC, and Jig. Zah, been an avid lurker in your streams for the last 3 years. Love your content. As for the turtles, leave them. They can call an Uber or something. Save the time." I agree. Uber for turtles.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah. We also had a $10 donation from Dark, who said, "Sup,
Sup,
sup,
sup." All right. Oops. Okay. So what I tried to do there is I wanted to drop down to where that chest was. Let's see if I can try it again. There we go.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Because the purpose of that was to get the chest quickly and void out quickly enough to get into that door without worrying about getting captured by the hand. But I kind of missed it the first time, so I ended up just killing the hand anyway. But no big deal. As long as we're not dead. Speaking of dead.
Yeah. Safety heart? Nah, we don't need it.
Well, we got these.
All right, right.
So
now it's time for my favorite skip.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of the biggest glitches in the run. This is called eyeball duplication glitch, and I got it.
So you're able to pick the eyeball back up after it lands in the platform because technically its position hasn't been fully updated, but it has activated the platform.
Yes. Well, which is why I slowly walked to the other platform to put it into the eye socket, because at any point after doing the duplication, if it falls onto the ground, I am no longer able to pick it back up, because as far as the game is concerned, that eyeball is inside a socket.
And it's no longer achievable. Yep. But now, it's time to... This was actually a really big moment for me as a Zelda fan. A Wall Master boss. We've never had a Wall Master boss. We've seen Baba bosses. We've seen Boko bosses and Ballbloom bosses. Who cares about that? So...
He's so boring, though.
Well, it's a good thing we don't have to fight him then.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
He's actually my least favorite boss in this game because every other boss has so many fun ways to beat him. And then there's that guy where you just go against the wall a bunch. Or you do that.
We really went against the wall on that one.
And the best part is, this boss skip was found on day 1 of the game's release.
It was, yeah.
It's that easy. It's the easiest skip to do in the game.
Anybody can do it. Like it's a sword swing out from the wall, is that position. When he tries to bash you, just tornado rod. Good to go.
So we had a $5 donation from Jake who says, I was walking the floor of Paxi's when I spotted Jiggy walking opposite of me. I shouted, Jiggy, shook his hand and said, nice to meet you, and kept walking. Yeah, you told the story.
So now I'm heading towards Ice Ruins. And lots of interesting moments surrounding, well, everything about Ice Ruins.
Yeah.
Getting there and the dungeon itself. So we're going to start off by going into Lowroll's own version of Death Mountain. So it's instead of a fiery paradise, it's now an icy paradise. So I do a fire rod boost to get on top of the railings here so that I can get on the other side of the bridge without having to travel through most of Rosso's ore mine in Hyrule, and I skip a Hilda text box, which is why I stayed out of bounds for most of that. And, oh, I got the
hopeful heart there.
the hopeful heart. All right, I'm going to try something that's pretty risky, but I'm going to do it for the viewers. I'm going to show off this really cool 1 second time saver. And
Oh my gosh. Fancy. I've never seen that before in my life.
That's so good.
It's a very tight trick for a whole second worth of time save. And that is because each time you merge in and out of a wall, that's a half a second each. But it makes a bit of a difference because when you're merging into the wall, the platforms don't move during that. So it helps. Every bit helps.
So you currently have the world record in this game, correct?
I do.
And do you think this run is improvable in any major way? I think right now that it's been pretty dang optimized, right?
It's been pushed pretty hard. It can still go a bit lower. My time is at 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 1 second. It's possible to go to a very low 1 hour and 20 minutes.
But probably not the 119. The sub 120 is probably not quite possible yet.
Perhaps with the perfect run,
Right.
but that's highly unlikely. It might be possible, but only on paper at the moment.
Right.
All right, so now that the longest part of this segment is out of the way, now we get to do the longest dungeon in the game. So check out how long Ice Ruins is. There's a lot of ice. You slip a lot. So your movement's going to be hindered by so much ice that's in the way. And then you got to kill the Riz ropes that were in that back room over there. And then you got to walk on more ice. And then you got to fight the boss, who's one of the longest bosses in the game. And I didn't do any of that.
And there you go. Dungeon done.
Dungeon done.
Crazy.
It's so cool.
Yep, that was freaking out. Ice Palace. There you go, everybody.
And we just saved a guy who we've never met before.
Yeah. I never met him in my life.
So that dungeon started off with a clip into the wall using the elevator platform, right?
Yep. If you get Link to move from a standing position at a very certain time, he'll clip in between the elevator and the floor/ceiling. He'll be in a very interesting spot in between two floors. But he'll be out of bounds the entire time. Now, and I could just maneuver to where I need to be and land into the boss arena as long as I don't land in the bottom half of that entire ice arena, because that's the spawn point for the boss.
Right.
And as long as I don't spawn the boss, all I need to do is throw 2 fire rods into the very center, like I did a little, not too long ago, and that melts the ice, even though nobody could see it. But normally the boss dark stairs covered by ice, and since the boss is not actually there, if you just melt the ice, he's considered dead.
Right.
And that's why I was able to get the heart container as well.
But next up, we have Dark Palace.
Yep.
And Dark Palace is known for being dark. You can't see in it very well. But this is one of my favorite dungeons from a speedrunner perspective, to show to anybody who's not seen the speedrun, because you know the dungeon. You know the dungeon like the back end. You don't need to light up any torches. And I think Dark Palace is actually one of the easier dungeons in the game, period, personally.
The dungeons, Dark Palace is the least broken dungeon in the game. There aren't really a whole lot of skips, but the part right before the dungeon is the most broken part of this segment. So I just push him to that corner, take an intentional hit so I can be in the same spot, and stun him so I can so he doesn't move away. And then I do a Pegasus dash into the tree to bonk onto the railing. And then I was able to skip the whole maze, just like that.
And now we're to the Dark Palace.
Yep. The reason why I made a safety save earlier was because if I fell into the water while being on top of the railings, my only 2 choices is to either die or get a frame-perfect tornado rod, which isn't easy to do at all, and I'm much more likely to die.
Right.
So don't want to deal with that. Yeah, you never want to die in this game, because you lose all your rented items and all that. But that's what safety saves are for, to prevent that from happening.
So right after this dungeon, you're going to head to Turtle Rock. So everybody get your donations in to leave or save the turtles. I'm pretty sure leaving them is winning right now.
Leaving them is in there. So the humane option, unfortunately, is currently taking a bit of a backseat. We have $144.50 for Leave the Turtles, $126.12 for Save the Turtles. So please, if you want to make a donation, now's a great time to do so. All goes to St. Jude. And at $2,000 for the end of this run, Zier's going to get a pie of the face after Majora, and that's going to be totally worth it. So get your donations in, donate Secret Sound, tell your friends. Yes, this dungeon is pretty dang straightforward. It's the catch of it is, even though it's really cool, I like this dungeon a lot, because even though it's not very broken, because you get to do it in the dark, it's still impressive.
It also really tests your ability to do quick equipping very quickly, because especially with one item slot, you'll find yourself cycling through all the different items that you need to use in order to go as quickly as possible. So we don't want the light for that room, because you can actually see better without that light.
Right. It's a really good mechanic, too, having the lanterns out to see like floating platforms. It's used in a couple places, especially Hyrule Castle, but we use that a little bit in Hyrule Castle. Dropping the ice rod block onto the switch.
This next room has the boss key, and it's kind of interesting, because if you throw the bombs in the wrong way, it's gonna fall. So I have to be very specific with how I throw my bombs, and I think they all went pretty well.
Yeah, look like it.
Yep. Good. All right, and we're about to fight Jemisaur, who's the richest boss in this entire game. For reasons you'll see very soon.
Another really creative boss as far as Legend of Zelda goes. I really commend Link Between Worlds for taking things like, a wall master boss and making them real.
Do it.
And this one, you place those bombs very strategically.
And the reason for that
is that.
Yep. And they had to be spaced out very properly, because if you drop the bombs too quickly, then he's going to have a little bit of some invincibility frames on his mask, and they won't hit. But you can't be too late in between dropping the bombs, otherwise one of them is going to explode by the time you light up the other candle.
Such a cool boss.
It's a boss made of rupees. Well, not anymore. His rupees are kind of gone.
No, he's mad. You took his money.
That's like, just like you, Jiggy.
So he was on a pretty good behavior. Sometimes there's some luck involved with this fight. Like, I'll hit him a bunch of times, and he won't be stunned. He'll just keep running around. But he was very nice to us, and he was just being stunned every time I hit him, which is good. Because sometimes if you don't get lucky and you don't stop him or make him flinch or anything like that, he's going to do this roar, and he's going to clear the candle lights out, and you're going to have to take the time to light him up again because you can't hit him. You can't do damage to him while the whole room is dark and all that.
Hey, there's Golly. We found him.
Hey,
I guess he's not a turtle after all. And speaking of turtles,
it's time to lock that off. If there's any last-second donations, it's now or never. Right now, these turtles are being left behind.
yes, if you guys are just joining us, this is Piece of Heart. We are live from MomoCon. We have an awesome audience out here. We're playing Zelda games for St. Jude, and you should donate.
Yes, at donate.zeldathon.net. You can use your phone, use web browser that's shared right here if you haven't already donated, but of course, our friends at home as well. We'd like to hit $25,000 over the next 2 days. We're already well on our way there. If we hit that $2,000 goal before this game is over, I'm feeling pretty happy already and comfortable. You're just walking along the walls just for fun. Quicker, right?
Mm-hmm. So, just to be sure, we're...
Well, I don't know. Maybe. We'll find out. Hold on. Give it a refresh.
Oh, wait, it showed up right as I refreshed the page. That is a $69.69 donation from Smash Master Show. Please give Zahir some pie.
All right, we'll get to that, but first, leave the turtles.
Leave the turtles.
Leave them.
Hey!
So we're going to do a fun trick here.
Oh, and
There's a turtle. Bye.
bye, turtle.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good life.
And woo.
Hope you survive this somehow. But we're out of here.
Good luck fighting the River Zors.
Cool. That that's a storage basically is what that is, right?
Yep, that is an animation storage. If you press B to swim at a loading dock, as long as he doesn't jump out right away, he's gonna have the jumping out of the water animation stored in. And as long as you don't press the B or the A button or take damage from anyone, whatever wall you touch, he'll immediately jump out. As you saw me do not too long ago, I was able to just jump out and use the tornado rod to get to where I need to be in order to just lead the turtles. Because this is a speedrun after all. We're here to save the frames, and everyone made the right decision.
It's 12 o'clock.
It's not 12 o'clock, but thank you for the donation.
Okay, I just gotta set up this Riz rope right here, have him shoot in a certain direction, and then time that, and...
Oh, wow.
And that
Oh, no! He got you.
Oh!
I've never in my many years have I seen that one.
Oh! Oh, okay, that's how the game's gonna play it. Alright. Alright. Get you this time. Oh, or not.
Oh.
Oh.
What, we're gonna have to do old method? Please don't make this
No,
do old
no,
method.
no, we're not doing the old method. Never. Never for the rest of my years will I do the old method.
The old method was a one frame, right? One frame trick?
Yep.
This one's a little bit more lenient. Do you know what the...
Oh, okay, let's not get hit by the
Monster
spike
horn!
Monster horn.
Okay, we skipped the big key for real this time. And we didn't die.
Very important.
Riz ropes do a lot of damage. Didn't see that spike roller thing happen.
You got launched.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here he is. Big guy.
I don't know his name. Oh, wait, I do know his name. Oh,
You know it.
what's
Wait,
his name?
that guy?
No.
This guy. Who's his name?
Oh, the boss, sorry. Grinex.
Yes, thank you.
I call him Volcano Turtle.
If only we could leave him behind too.
No, but he must be defeated.
Yes.
Oops. Oh.
Guts
Monster
too.
Guts.
All we have is the tail left, and then we got the full set, which is unfortunate.
Okay, I thought it was on the last hit. That is not the last hit. Okay, that was.
You're good. You're good.
Can we read these donations as you finish the boss fight here real quick?
Okay.
That's right.
All right, so we had a $12.01 donation from Aqualad, who says, loving the Link Between Worlds speedrun. I used to run it a few years back, and remember it being a lot of fun. I'm having fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had a 1010 donation from the Yeti, who says, hey, Yeti here, wanted to show our love for Peace of Heart. Good luck on the runs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Yeti.
And there you go.
Yeah. So when I usually fight this guy at Zeldathon, I have the shield and everything like that, and you can actually clip inside of him because of the shield.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can when he hits you with you can block his him at attacking, and you can actually clip inside the turtle. You take damage, but you're inside of him.
I've run this game for 5 years and I never knew that.
I can't believe Jiggy just talks to here. So
I like this game.
But I've never run with a shield either, so I would never know.
You just hold the trigger, the R button.
Wow.
The shield is broken in this game.
I gotta see that.
Learning brand new things here at Peace of Heart.
Yep. So now we're about to do our final dungeon. That's right before the final dungeon of the game, and that's Thieves Hideout. Now, the developers have never intended for any of us to do Thieves Hideout last, so there's going to be an interesting thing that's going to happen when we beat Thieves Hideout. Now, because normally when you beat Thieves Hideout, you unlock the Sand Rod that way. But, so the developers have never programmed to have their own Triforce of Courage cutscene for the Osvala Sage specifically, because each sage has a unique one depending on which dungeon you beat last. But since we're going to beat Thieves Hideout last, which is normally never supposed to happen, that's going to be the freest 2-minute cutscene skip we ever do in this game.
Yeah, just by doing this dungeon last.
That the cutscene is just going to play like normal, and we're not going to touch the Triforce of Courage or anything. Well, as far as the game is concerned, we're going to have it, so we can still enter Lower Castle, but we're not going to see Link actually get it.
Which is sad, because it is probably my favorite cutscene in the game. But, oh well. We're here to save time, not have MC have an emotional hour here.
No, we have to save the pink hair lady. That's what this dungeon's about.
Oh, yes, Thief Girl.
No, thief chick.
Don't call her Thief Chick. Her name is Thief Girl. Anyways, so there's this dungeon has a little bit of fun stuff, but for the most part, it's
just this room, really.
Yeah, it's just this room that has some fun stuff.
Yeah. Now, what I'm doing right now, before getting into even the most fun part of this dungeon, is I'm just pushing the statues to their switches just like normal, because I have to still open these doors, even though I can just skip them, and Link can exit through those doors from the other side without any issues. But we have to rescue Thief Girl, and if we try to go through those doors without opening them, she's going to get stuck behind them. So because of her, we do have to open up those doors. So even though they call her Thief Girl, she's not a very good thief. She can't steal anything. When she comes in contact with any of the monsters, she just stands still unless it's the blue horse heads. Those will throw her in jail, which she wouldn't bother to escape from even if the door is open. But you know what? Oh, that's never happened before.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Oh, I always hold up during those that weird out-of-bounds transition, but he usually just stops. He never actually just falls in like that. I've never had that happen to me before. There was supposed to be more out-of-bounds things I was supposed to do, but that's okay. It's not a big deal.
We're living.
we're living, and I just have to do this the kind of the normal way now. A little unfortunate, but I never had it happen.
Yeah.
But so what I was about to say is that Thief Girl is actually good at stealing one thing, and only one thing. She's really good at stealing the fun out of this dungeon. It's
true. She is really good. This dungeon is definitely, I think, my least favorite inside the game. Or is that a fair thing to say?
Really?
I'm not even a fan of the boss either.
Oh, I love the boss. He's so cool. You like Desert Palace more than you like this dungeon?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa!
That was a big boy. Wow, Anubis.
Yes, a $250 donation from Anubis.
Thank you so much, Anubis.
We're super close to the pie.
Yeah, we are $70 away. That's $70 more until the end of this game. So get those donations in. Let's hit it. And that way Zahir can have a nice pie as a parting gift after the Majora run.
Everyone in the audience donate $3 right now. I'll do it. I want to do it. $3.
$3 buckaroo.
$3.
I'm going to focus on helping Zahir commentate the
Yeah, get those donations in. I only have 2 dungeons left, and I'm already halfway done with this one.
So this escort mission is fairly standard. It's just make sure she doesn't get grabbed. There's some cool optimizations like this to make sure she doesn't get grabbed and you can defeat all of them, you know, relatively quickly. But it's by the books.
Yep. We got to do whatever we got to do to keep the rest of the dungeon interesting to, you know, as best as we can, given that we have to deal with Thief Girl here, so... So I'm just going to leave her there for now, because she can't march through walls. So I'm just going to go around.
One thing that's really interesting is because there is not actually a button for telling her to stay, but she will stop moving if you try to use your Pegasus Boots and dash away. So you just kind of tap L and she'll stop.
All right, that was my $3. That's more than $3.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. You guys are great.
You want to roll?
Yeah, we'll go through it.
Can we roll through them, or do you have anything you want to? Oh, wait, we do have this right here.
Yeah, there's just one little thing we don't have to worry about. If we bomb that switch, we don't have to worry about hitting that other switch and spawning the blue horse heads.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, a cheese.
That's a goal. That's a pie for you, Zahir.
Hey.
All right, so when you're running through here, we got $3 from me, and I just said leave the turtles. We got a $15. What is happening?
I was checking the dial-up connection.
Do I need to fix tech again? So we had a $15 donation from Peta J, who says, awesome work, you guys. Keep going. We got a $3 donation from Z-Wind, who says, here's your $3. What up, Z-Wind? Z-Wind's in the audience. We got a $30 from R Get Lamb, who says,
Gosh, I wonder what again.
I really don't think that's what they
he
said.
did not say that. He's got 10 of you covered because it was a $30 donation. Thank you very much. We got a $69.12 donation from the Glitchy Fellow, who says Pi is downloading.
Got it.
And then a $9.99 donation from It's a Wonderful Day for Pi. I think it is too.
Perfect. Thank you all for those donations. We are here at the end of Thieves Hideout.
All right, boss time.
So, the nice thing about Stylblind, the boss of this dungeon, he has one of the highest HPs out of the highest amount of health out of any boss in this game, out of most bosses of this game. Not the highest, but one of the highest. But the nice thing is, since we just have the regular Master Sword throughout this entire run, it's very convenient that this boss is weak against the hammer. And for some reason, once he throws once he throws the shield away and gets rid of it, what's gonna happen now when I use the hammer against this boss is it's gonna do an extra phantom hit in one swing. So I'm doing 2 hits of the hammer in one swing, and both of those hits are doing double damage.
That's really cool. I always love that they have the hammer have an extra use here in this dungeon for that. It's very clever, nice little thing they added.
That's also why I don't bother with the quick equip cancel, because that way the extra phantom hit can get in.
Right, makes sense.
We got a $3 donation from Dr. Skull who says, "Okay, Jiggy Hype Train." Let's go.
What time is it right now? 4:34? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all the normal dungeons in the game. We're about to head into the final dungeon right now, but just because it's the final dungeon doesn't mean it's going to be a very long dungeon. I mean, yes, it's got 4 castle trials. Yes, 4 whole castle trials, but I'm going to beat them all very quickly, and you'll see soon. You'll see how exactly I'm going to do this.
Is trial skip still not like the most optimized?
That's an Ocarina of Time trick, my friend.
No.
That's a Wind
There's
Waker trick.
You can do it in this game too, in the bomb section.
In the bomb section, there is some speed ups, right?
Well,
I think I slightly know what I'm talking about.
I'm with you, Zahir. I'm with you. I'm with you.
let's just say the fastest way to beat them is just don't do it. just don't do it.
Spoiled the fun, Jiggy. We were trying to play the coy. We're trying.
We're
trying to do the genie who
I
commentary.
wasn't told. I was not told.
That's okay. We still love you, Jiggy.
You could have played it off. You could have been like, "No, man, it's so hard to do the skip."
Okay.
There were ways to recover.
Speaking of difficulty, this is the hardest trick currently in any percent. It is frame perfect, and in a 60 frames per second game, that means I have a timing of 1/60th of a second to actually do this trial skip trick. You're going to see that very soon, and I'm going to make a safety save right there, because Ganon, for anyone who's played this game casually, got all the shields, all the sword upgrades, all the armor upgrades. He's one of the easiest final bosses in the game. But if you do it without any of that and like only a certain amount of hearts, he's a very, very challenging fight, and you really gotta know the ins and outs of how Ganon behaves if you want to survive. Because with just the base green armor, his weakest attack does 3 hearts. His strongest attack does 5 hearts. And that's not going to take a whole lot for him to kill me.
No, not at all. It's a very thrilling fight.
It's great. It's so good. So we had a $6.66 donation from Shrug, who just said, "Whatever, Jiggy." Cat, don't you turn against me too.
So for this skip, the first step is to get ourselves into a high spot here. There's a big bomb and a rock down here. Both are very important to what we're doing. Well, specifically, the rock is.
Ding.
He is positioning himself in such a way that when Link hits the rock, he jumps up, and then he's going to release the spin attack as the bomb explodes, so he's hit. Good timing. And then you can just dash right into the door. Now that is frame perfect, and also you can hit the bomb and it will blow up the rock, and trial skip is no longer a thing.
Yep, I would have just loaded up that save I did just outside, because it'd still be faster than doing all 4 of those trials.
So here, can you imagine as a new runner, if you were to, say, not do the save outside and then blow up the rock? You know what that'd feel like? You'd feel like me. I lost a PB that way.
Oh, it's brutal.
Speaking of brutal.
There he is, big guy.
Getting hit here is no good.
So I have a really important tip of being able to do this fight in an any percent speedrun. when you see him warp, you'll see him turn into tiny particles. Those particles is very important. You gotta pay attention to what direction those particles move in. Those particles right there, they move towards the north. So I knew he was gonna appear there because sometimes he's just ready to do an attack right away, just like that. But once you know that those particles are how you're able to tell where he's gonna reappear, it really helps with this fight a lot. It makes a huge difference. It made a very huge difference for me when I realized that, when I found that out. But yeah, this is the first phase of the fight. This is the most difficult fight in the 80% speedrun. He does have the highest amount of health out of any boss in the game.
Easily, by far.
That's why it kind of... Oh, there we go.
Very good.
Damageless.
Yeah, very good. And also, you only had one believe, the red balls falling?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, damageless phase 1 is not an easy thing to do, so I'm happy about that.
Tennis time.
I like to do a little bit of a crazy tennis there. Tennis is, in this Zelda game, is way different than the other Zelda games. You can't just mash the B button and just reflect it every time. You have to actually time those hits on those tennis balls, because if you just mash it, it's going to hit the tennis ball in a weak way and just bounce right back at Link. So all of those hits that I just did in that crazy tennis session were all timed. So it takes a lot of practice to do that. But the final set where he does the 2 balls at a time, you can just spam the sword at that point without any issue. But for the first 2 tennis sessions, you would have to time them.
And then
There
comes
they are.
butterflies.
Oh, I always call them death navies. Yeah.
What's your name for these fellas?
I always thought they were bats.
Bats?
Oh,
Oh, that's probably the most correct.
How about, I don't know. they're too much on fire.
And honestly, they're the only thing really scary about this section of the boss fight. If you're on really low health, they can pop you, but if you know the pattern, not too bad.
I have died many times to them.
So I should mention that time is not going to end on the final hit on the boss. Time will end the moment I press A to touch the Triforce. And I'll yell out time when that happens. But just so the timer is aware. You're welcome.
All right, so.
Now you can just mash here.
And boom.
Right in the booty.
Oh, I have sword beams. I can just shoot him. Oh, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Quick arrow. Boom, got him. And so coming up right after this, we do have Majora's Mask 3D. You'll be doing an all-mask run in about 2.5 hours, right?
Yes.
Cool.
And I'm with the Majora's Mask 3D speed run, I'm actually gonna need some help from my own smartphone, because Majora's Mask 3D has some interesting properties that I'm gonna need some external help. That's not Game Shark, mind you. It's not gonna alter the game in it or anything. It's just it's already within the game. I'll get more onto that in just a bit, but
First, we're almost on time here. The Triforce, which, by the way, touching the Triforce at the end of the game, what a good way to end it.
It's so good.
All right, you want to count in for time here?
I'm just gonna yell out done.
Okay.
Before you do it, we got a $20.03 donation
Sorry, done,
from Blake.
done.
Time.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I thought
Sorry,
there was
sorry.
more time before more dialogue. So here's just too fast.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
Glitch in the credits.
Oh, yes.
We get to show that off. It's a little towards the end of the credits, but I'll let you all know when it's time, and I'll tell you where where everyone should look to see where the glitch happens. But there's a glitch in the credits, and it's something.
It's a fun one.
It's a fun one.
What was that donation?
Oh, it was a $20.03 donation from Blake that just said da da da.
Ah, thank you very much. So yes,
He got his sword. He did it. He got his sword.
he did. I'm proud of him.
That sword destroyed so many people.
And Ganon.
Yeah.
Hey, you got Ganon. So we will take a break between once we see this glitch, and then we'll come back with Majora. Take a quick break. Unfortunately, I will not be on commentary with you for Majora, but I do have a venerable fellow named Shadow who will be taking my place.
Okay.
He's right there waving like a fella. But yes, no, this was really great to be on this run, just because it was, I don't know, we got to do it GDQ Express, and now we got to bring it to the MomoCon stage here.
Absolutely.
You know who the old witch is?
Syrup.
No, it's Maple.
Oh, right. Wait, Irene is the young witch.
Irene is the new one. Maple's the old one, and then
Who's Syrup?
Syrup is the older, old one.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it's Maple.
Can we get Zelda Wiki in the audience? Zelda Wiki.
Aging Zelda universe.
There's Rosso. I don't even know his name, but we don't talk to him.
See,
ever.
but that's the best part about this game is the names don't matter. Like you got B guy, you got Spear Boy, you got the guard,
You got Thief Girl, who's not even
Yeah.
a competent thief.
Yeah.
You can be whatever you want.
The names don't matter, man. The names don't matter. B guy, come on.
It's unfortunate that Flute Boy is not in this game. He was replaced by Gully.
Yeah.
So Flute Boy will not play again.
There he is. It's B guy. I love B guy. B guy's sick.
Wait a minute.
Right here?
This is it. The glitch in the credits is going to happen here. Keep your eyes on the dirt road. It's going to be in the bottom right corner. There it is, right there.
So you've controlled Link during that little bit?
Yeah, Link is actually in there for some reason. He's invisible, but if you mash the B button, you can see him swing the sword. And you can even move him around and swing the sword somewhere else.
That's fun. And there's Gramps, Captain Street Pass.
Oh, if you don't mind me asking, what was the final time of this run?
I have no idea. What do we got backstage? Not too bad.
Not bad. Not
Considering
too
we
shabby.
had a few rocky points.
Yeah. I'll take it. That's good. Especially for a marathon run.
So that was 126.
54.
Chat's saying it too.
126.54. Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Link, they're admiring art. Come on, look at it. It's so good. They're cultured.
They're cultured. All right. So that was a Link Between Worlds.
Fabio.
He's there. I didn't notice it.
Yeah,
I never noticed.
He's at the bottom left.
That dirty little scummy drawing of Ravio.
He's just there. He's chilling.
Ravio drew himself on. That was a beautiful mural. He came by with the Sharpie.
With a crayon.
With
Just
a crayon.
little purple crayon. Just where?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
man.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
So the Master Sword sleeps again for a bit. We'll probably see it later tonight. But thank you, Zahir.
My pleasure.
The awkward handshake. There we go.
I want an awkward handshake. Yeah.
And we will be back in a few minutes with Majora's Mask 3D.
Yep.
All right, cool. So take us out, Tech. We'll be back in just a few.
Our patients have the cutest S-M-I-L-E. Our patients have the sweetest H-E-A-R-T. Oh, we love to see you every day. Now's the time we have to say, pack up your bags, get out the door. You don't get chemo anymore. Thank you.